with my hands. Bless the Lord. So Dr. Tom left us last night talking about the fire and talking about being filled up, and I believe we are well on our way to being filled up, to being hungry for God. Just the fact that you come out on a Friday night, you come out on a Saturday night, you're here, you're hungry for God. You're in a place where He can use you. So what happens? We've talked a lot about in cars, because that's the most common thing we think about having to refuel and to refill. So what happens to a car when it runs out of gas? It stops. It won't go anywhere. And so we know, and we all know, we've been on the freeway and we've seen a car pulled over to the road. How many of you have actually ever ran out of gas before? I did it once, and I swore I'd never do it again. Bless the Lord. It's not fun to be that one sitting on the side of the road where all the cars are zooming by you, getting to the place where they're wanting to go, and you're sitting there. And Pastor Don had to come and go get gas to put in my car so I could go again. Bless the Lord. So we have to look. Why do we run out of fuel? Why do we? Well, I listed some reasons. Maybe you can think of some more. No time to refuel.
Come on.
I usually get my gas at Costco. The last couple of times I've been there, the line has been around the corner for some reason. And both times I said, I'm not going to wait in that line. I'm not always the most patient person. So I said, I'm not going to wait in that line. And so I didn't. And then I think Pastor Don even had to go get gas for me once. This last week, because I was getting close. But we say, we don't have time to wait in that line. We don't have time to do it. So we'll push it a little bit further.
Come on.
Sometimes we're low on finances.
Come on now.
Especially gas is at a pretty good price right now. But how many of you remember when it was $4 or $5 a gallon?
Yeah.
And it took a lot of money. I was sitting there saying, whoa, what do you mean it's $70, $80 to fill up a tank? So sometimes we don't put in as much fuel as we should because it costs too much, and we don't have that much money in the natural right now to put it in that gas tank. So we think, I'll just put in a little bit. I'll just put in that $10 because all I need to do right now is just get from here to there, and we'll worry about that later.
Come on now.
Bless the Lord. Sometimes we run out of gas because we didn't realize we were that low.
Come on.
That's what happened to me. I was driving a car where the gas tank, the little gauge, was funny, and it wasn't showing empty. But you know, when I pressed on the gas, and I was going a pretty good speed, it went bloop, bloop, bloop. And I said, well, what was that? And there was ladies in the car, and we were laughing and talking. Well, I don't know. So we went a little further. Bloop, bloop, bloop. What was that? I don't know. Pretty soon I pressed on the gas, and I pressed on the gas, and I pressed on the gas, and it wouldn't go anymore. And I said, good Lord, I think we've run out of gas. That was a new experience for me that I said I didn't realize it was that empty. And my mother happened to be in the car, and it was her car, and I had told her, I said, Mom, because I'm the type of person that when it gets half empty, I go and fill it. I don't like to get down 3/4. I never like that little light to show. That is terrible. So I told her, I said, Mother, let's stop for gas. Oh, no, we've got plenty. It's cheaper down the road. That's what she said. We were in Palm Desert or something. She goes, it's cheaper out in Cabazon, so let's go to Cabazon. I said, okay. Well, we didn't make it to Cabazon. I didn't realize we were that low. Well, and that's another thing. Sometimes we miscalculate how far we have to go. I'm sure many of you have been on trips before, and you know, you thought, oh, let's stop now. No, I don't want to stop, especially if you have hours of travel. Let's stop in another half hour. Well, what you don't realize in another half hour is you get to a place where there's no gas stations. And there's no more gas stations. You see a little sign, there's no more gas stations for another 50 miles. And you look and you realize you probably don't have enough fuel to get 50 miles. So see, there's all kinds of circumstances and reasons why we get too low and we actually run out of gas. Now, the sad thing for the church is that we can run out of gas and we can physically keep going and going and going and put on a good face and a good appearance, and no one knows. And sometimes you can fool yourselves and you don't even know how low you are.
Come on.
until the crisis comes.
Come on now.
Until the devil, who recognizes the signs, puts the distraction, puts the disturbance, puts the emergency before you, and then you cry out to God and say, oh God, I didn't realize how empty I am and how little I have to give.
Come on now.
And so that's the danger. In a car, it'll catch up with you, and you will know when you run out of gas, because the car will make you put some gas in it, or it just won't go. It'll sit there as long as you sit there with it until you do something. But your body will keep working.
Come on now.
Your soul will keep working. Your spirit man will get quieter and quieter and quieter, till pretty soon you're running out of your soul, which is your mind, your will, your emotions.
Come on now.
And the choices and the decisions that you begin to make will get you in big trouble right around the corner.